The best way to plant white potatoes, as far as I'm concerned, here in Tennessee. You can see I've got this tilled. You can see the dark. Probably see the dark better than that one. I've tilled in composted organic humus. I've set my rows. I'm finna dig it out. I got my seed potatoes I cut the other day. They're ready to go in the ground. They dried for a day or two. They're starting to cap over pretty good. Scab over. I'm going to take a shovel and widen this out, and I'm going to show you my different idea of planting, what makes this a better idea. Well, I got my trenches dug. You can see there's 3 of them. I planted 2 rows yesterday. That's what them other 2 dark rows is. Them ain't as deep as they look. They're about ground level really, because the dirt's puffed up and I've got it piled on both sides. Clay ground, you don't get them too deep, they're hard to get out. But we do know potatoes is going to sink once you bury them. The ground's going to settle, they're going to settle down, they'll actually be lower than what you set them. You got to start up a little high in clay soil. Now if you've got good loose soil, sky's the limit how deep you want to go, but you bury these too deep in clay, you're not going to get them back. I'm going to lay the potatoes, and that's the next important step you need to see. That's what makes this different. I got to get the laying potatoes. Alright, here's the important part. What makes it a lot different. I plant a double row. You notice there's two rows in that one furrow there. Well, they're zigzagged. If you look at them, this one's a little further back than that one. That one's a little further back than this one. I consider it a double row, what I call it. It produces really well. It cuts down on the size of your garden. Excuse me. By planting a double row, you're saving on spots in between your hills. That'll be a double hill. There'll be a spot for the tiller. I'm gonna plant this one with potatoes. Be a place for the tiller to run. I gotta be able to hill them up, so gotta have a place for the tiller. And I'm gonna plant this in double. I hope I got enough potatoes to plant all 3 rows, but I was expecting that and actually go a little further. But it's alright. Comes up a little short. It's still 30 pounds of red potatoes. Red Pontiac, I think. I planted 30 pounds of Yukon Gold. It's only made 2 rows. If you plant Yukon Gold, you realize they don't put out very many eyes. I know the wind's picking up. I got to back up against the vehicle so y'all can hear me. But that's what I think is the important part of doing this. This double row or double hill cuts down on garden space. It ain't much harder to dig it out to plant doubles than it is to plant singles. I just fertilize it a little heavier, just mound it up a little wider. But it has been the best producing row I've made here in Tennessee. And I've planted potatoes for many years. I figured this out last year. If you go back and watch my videos from last year, I had extra potatoes, or extra potatoes that cut potatoes and extra potatoes, and I didn't want to dig another row, and I said I'm gonna make a double row. It was somewhere in this area, but every roll I got had, I think it was somewhere around 50 or 60 pounds of potatoes out of a row, and I had 9 rolls except for that double row, and I got half again more or better. That was like 80 pounds in that row. But I had a lot of potatoes last year. That's the reason I'm doing it this year. I'm gonna double it up. Now the potatoes I planted over at the other garden a couple of weeks or 2 ago, about 2 weeks ago. You'll see that video. That was potatoes I grew last year. I saved. Planted my own potatoes back except for 1 strip, and it's store-bought stuff. Some I had bought at the store and we didn't eat. I haven't made the video yet, but the ones from the store hadn't come up yet, but all of mine from last year did. Now let me finish these other 2 rows and quit talking. Whew, this is the hard part here. One thing to dig it out, and it's another thing to pile it back on. I've got these 2 rows buried a couple inches deep. You can tell it's not deep. I've dug out in the centers where the tiller's going to run to build up more dirt later. Put it back into the row, which actually left them a little bit elevated. I got 2 of the 3 done. You can see I got the potatoes in that last row. I'm gonna pile it up just like these 2. Couple inches of dirt on top, about all it is. Just enough for them to be covered. Sun can't get to them. That gives them a chance to grow pretty quick. Another thing I like to do. Next up, after I get this row buried and I rest for a minute, is fertilize. I'm gonna put triple 15 and Epsom salts on it. Or Epsom salt now, you say salts. It says salt now. Which everybody knows it's not really salt. It's actually mostly magnesium. Salt has to do with the way it's made, but shape it's in, I don't know. It don't have salt in it. You're not salting your vegetables. It's a really good source of magnesium, and potatoes love magnesium. They love compost. They like a little bit of nitrogen. They like a whole lot of the phosphorus and potassium. The second healing, I'll probably use something different, but that's a different story, different video. I can get back to work. Well, you can see the fertilizer down through there. Got them buried. Put triple 15 on top. Epsom salt. It's supposed to rain tonight. I'm hoping it'll wash it in. That's the way I do potatoes. The way I've learned to do them, I think it's going to work out really well. It did last year. I think it'll be the best for this year. But we'll see, because we're going to video this. Hope y'all enjoyed this trip. It's been a lot of work for me. Hope y'all enjoyed watching the process. Like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Y'all take care.